Alright, I know this is crazy, but like, dude, I don't know what that internet theory is. I have no idea, honestly. So because I went into a video talking about like, ooh, dead internet theory, and I was like, wait, what is that? So I was like, why not react to it?
Welcome back. We bring you breaking news from OpenAI's live event.
A new version of ChatGPT 4. That's their latest and greatest model.
This new experience will be available to over 1 billion users.
I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
You said that this is a time for soul searching.
Oh my God! Oh, this just reminded me. Today actually, I watched a video talking about how AI girlfriends are taking over the internet, right? And I found out there's 66 million people, I believe it was, who have paid money for an AI subscription where the AI will purposely like, sexually banter with you, right? Talk about sex and whatnot. You have to pay a subscription to unlock that feature. 66 million people did it. That made me realize that what is happening in the world? What is actually happening? How, like, when you hear the word, oh, people are gonna get married to AI girlfriends and whatnot, I was like, yeah, oh, whatever. It's maybe a couple people, but it's already happening in mass. This is just like, oh my God, it has nothing to do with this, but that's fake. What do you mean that's fake? Okay, yeah, no, it's not.
In social media businesses, and you were part of building the largest one.
I feel tremendous guilt. It is eroding the core foundations of how people behave by and between each other.
My worst fears are that we, the field, the technology, the industry, cause significant harm to the world. I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong.
An anomaly.
I love how the guy says that, and he's probably going to continue putting money and dumping money into AI. The reality is all these people who are rich and massive can say, oh, the AI is the death of the life, the death of the human race, or is going to destroy our brains. What? Right now, but there's no stopping it because we're just dumping thousands and millions, billions of dollars into it every year. You can't stop people who are dumping all this money in. Like, it's just not happening. So, I mean, we're just going to have to prepare for the future of the AI, which is great. There are girls in my school who do that, and they had sexual chats with ghosts from COD. Oh my God, what is up with this? I just had a talk about this the other day with someone. Why do people like ghosts from Call of Duty? Why? I've never understood it. It's unpopular opinion, but like, dude, he doesn't do anything that special. He's just mysterious. But people are like upset. I've literally met people who are like, dude, he's my king. Like, what? Why? Why? And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I mean, dude, Price. If I was a girl, bro, Price is probably more optimal. Let's be honest, dude. Like a nice, like, cool leader of the American military. That's pretty cool. Most people who love Ghosts do not play COD. Oh, that's probably true.
On Capitol Hill, private tech CEOs asking for more government regulation. It's usually the other way around.
If you're old enough to remember a time before the internet, you remember just how momentous the establishment of the World Wide Web really was. Within a generation, your digital life became more important than your physical one. Your digital reputation was all that mattered. But then, around 8 years ago, the internet died. At least
8 years ago? When
this
was
is the
made?
contention.
When was this made? 8 months ago. Wow. Okay. 8 years ago, the internet died. So that'd make that like what? What's, oh my God, that's 2016? The internet died? I don't agree with that.
Of the so-called dead internet conspiracy theory.
Yeah, so what exactly is
it
that?
Sounded crazy at first, but I'm a believer now.
Everyone I know who's
The
ever
killer?
talked about this, by the way, has always believed in it. So I don't know if it's a theory necessarily. I don't know.
Artificial intelligence.
Oh. Oh, I think I know what this is going to talk about. Okay, I think I understand.
Most analyses of the dead internet theory trace back to this one thread on the Agora Roads Macintosh Cafe forum, originally compiled by several anonymous users in the January of 2021. It's a mishmash of anecdote, conspiracy, and classically offensive 4chan language that claims that the internet died sometime around 2016. Its most bombastic claim is that, quote, the US government is engaging in an artificial intelligence-powered gaslighting of the entire world population, end quote. The method? AI-powered bots that have subtly subverted and steered culture towards nefarious ends. It would be impossible to validate the most paranoid claims in the post, but others now seem obviously, viscerally true. The internet does feel empty now, doesn't it?
Feels empty? I don't know. The problem is I'm not on Twitter, where I think most of the internet is. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the, it's gonna sound crazy, but a lot of like the things that happen on the internet that are like major happen on Twitter. So I'm not even on Twitter, so I don't really have access to the internet, as I call it, because like, let's be honest, I don't know, is it just me, or is it Twitter? It's just everything happens. People get canceled there, you know, news breaks, you know, you got like major like I don't know what to call, like rants from like Kanye West, for example, or Elon Musk. You got all this stuff that happens there, but you don't see it like on YouTube, or you go on Instagram, you're not seeing that stuff. Okay, why are we still talking about ghosts? What? Physique deeming him the baby girl to express their... What are we talking about? Pro research why Ghost is attractive. Honestly, that's a fair research point, because why do people find Ghost attractive? I don't know. He's, to me, mediocre character. He's okay. Anyways. No, but, okay, so I think what they're going to say is basically, hey, the AI is going to take over. It's like there's bot. You always hear people talk about how, like, you know, in comment sections, like, oh, there's a ton of AI comments. Is that true? I mean, there's comments where you see them and you're like, dude, there's no way anyone wrote this because it sounds stupid. But, like, I don't know. I've never really ran into something and said, wow, that's a bot. I don't know. Maybe my mindset's wrong. Maybe I'm thinking, like, hey, these are actual people.
Dead. Nothing to see. Nothing to do.
Nothing
the internet
to see?
may seem gigantic,
What?
but it's like a hot air balloon. Nothing inside.
Okay, that's... What? How can you claim that?
This progenitor of a famous conspiracy theory doesn't sound so crazy anymore.
What do you mean?
It was just posted too early. If it was written after the Cambrian explosion of generative AI in our information ecosystem, it may have even been celebrated as a great cultural insight. While an Illuminati-style global gaslighting campaign still seems unlikely, the evidence that the internet may have slipped out of human control is everywhere. Simply put, most website visitors are not humans.
What?
In 2016, the security firm Imperva released a report that...
Oh my god. What? Okay, I did not know this at all. I had no idea bots were even going on online. Like, really? Oh my god. Wow. Okay. That's, wow. You think he's on something. Okay, bro. I don't know.
found that bots were responsible for over half of all web traffic. The report also found that every third visit to any website on the internet is probably from a malicious attack.
Why are they visiting websites? And also, bro, okay, this that explains why the whole bot situation. You ever just been like, hey, why are they asking I'm not a robot kind of situation? I always wondered that, because like, dude, what bot is like going here? Why are they going on this website? You know, you view a news article about some talking about like, hey, are you a robot? And you're just like, what? Why are you doing that? It's because of this, apparently. And what defines a bad bot?
Bot. GitHub says AI helps their programmers write up to 30%.
Okay, as someone who's learning to program, right? One of the things I've learned is that most people are using AI nowadays, like, to write their programs. And so, from what I understand, and I've been watching a ton of videos on this, basically most software developers at this point, who are newer, are not getting hired because they can't write code. They can research on with AI, because AI basically will tell you, not exactly, but most AIs can basically fix your problems, or, you know, help you write something. And there will be some errors, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate. So like in theory, you could just, you know, go to a job and use AI to help you the whole time. But the problem is that means you have no knowledge of what everything does unless you know how to program. And so that's why, at least for me, as someone who's going into this field, you know, I'm actually trying to actively, you know, learn how to program because I'm not gonna. The point is AI in this field is really bad. Facebook supports the dead internet theory, from what I heard. Yes, I actually saw a thumbnail of a video that said something about Meta officially declared that. I don't know if this is true. Meta declared that the dead internet theory is real. Whatever that means, though. Who knows?
Code. The company Cybra estimated that before Elon Musk took over, between 11 and 13% of Twitter accounts were bots.
Oh
and
my
were
God.
responsible for a disproportionate amount of the content. YouTube engineers coined the term the inversion to describe the looming point at which fake views would surpass real ones. Google is currently worried that its world-changing search algorithm will drown in the current tidal wave of AI-generated content and become far less useful, if at all.
Dude, at Google, the problem with Google now is they're just like, they just immediately bombard you with AI in the top. Now, granted, that AI is great, but like, dude, the reason why people use Google nowadays is because they don't want to use AI. I always say this, like, AI in the current state is not great. It's great, but it's not perfect. And I don't get why people are so stupid to just rely on AI for their assignments, because it's obvious, and also, like, it makes errors. It makes, like, especially ChatGPT, it's been proven that it doesn't actually look at anything. It just generates words based off what you ask. It doesn't actually know. It makes up sources. For example, if you type in, like, hey, can you give me some evidence for this, you know, research paper I have? It'll just make up a random website. Like, why are people using this and acting like it's perfect? They're stupid. Just Google, until AI gets great, I'm not relying on it for, like, searching things up, because if it gets something wrong and I just believe it's bad. You could argue, oh, Google, you know, there's a lot of fake news and whatnot. But at least there you have control over what you see, and you can be like, oh, hey, this is good, this is bad, you know? I'm using Firefox because I moved from Google because of that. That's a dumb reason. I think the thing about Google AI is you don't have to use it. And also, if you didn't know, it's actually really good. But I also understand why people don't like it, because it's AI. You just hear the word AI and you're like, ugh. Google's AI is good because what it does is basically takes like multiple of the top websites of where you search and sums up what they say for you with key points. The thing is, they cite their sources. They put links. It's like Wikipedia. They cite their sources like under each point they make. So you can just click on that article and go, oh, this is exactly from the article, and go, okay. Now, that's questionable because, you know, things at the top are not always the most accurate that can be paid for. That's the problem with Google too, is that a lot of the things at the top are just the companies or the websites just paid to get to the top of that search result. That's really all it is. It's just paying for who has the highest spot. So the things at the top are not always the most accurate things to what you want to find. And so that's why I'm confused by the AI. Do they use the top generated results? I don't know. A buffoon. Okay, what? When you ask ChatGPT how many R's in the word strawberry, they say 2 or 4, give or take. What do you mean, give or take? What? They just put a random number? That's weird. Or, I don't know. That's a weird thing.
You see examples of these takeovers already happening on Facebook, where images of a crustacean-adjacent Jesus Christ have been going viral and garnering hundreds of millions of engagements.
I've never seen that.
The comments on these posts leave little room for...
I made an African kid out of bottles, making things out of bottles. Alright, yeah, no, this is, yeah, this is what I refer to, by the way, when I say people speak, and you question, are they even real? Like, there's no way a person said this and like, yeah, this is a great comment. And this guy commented, great idea. How are you real? How are you a functioning member of society? Like, if this is not a bot, this is just it gets 1.3k upvotes. Why? There's nothing there. I want to see a bottle making things out of African kids. Okay, maybe this has something to do with I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this has something to do with the thing, because it's just all these are stupid. You know those YouTube comments where they praise Jesus Christ and God? I do not actually.
hope that the internet can be revived.
I think the internet was terminally ill before ChatGPT was announced and released. I think the biggest watershed moment when you look at this sort of theory of the decaying internet is the release of algorithmic feeds. I think that algorithmic ranking systems that are AI-driven really set the stage for just endless worthless pieces of content and sort of just the whole internet to be optimized in the most absurd ways.
But the internet is not just social media, even if it feels that way, and the bots have infiltrated there too. You can buy
They're all over YouTube Shorts and YouTube comments. I've legitimately never ran into one of those, I'm not gonna lie.
AI-generated poetry online. You can watch films with silicon screenwriters. You can listen to podcasts with dead celebrities. You can read the news reported by your favorite neural network spawn. You can be unsettled by the first music video generated via artificial brain. Generative AI, like Chat...
No, the thing is this is still in the infamy stage, right? So it's only gonna get worse, right? And the thing is, it's decent. It's not bad, like I said earlier. But then these companies, okay, this is because I just saw the music video thing and it reminded me. When Call of Duty, I think it was Modern Warfare 3, used AI to make their skins that they sell in bundles, right? You know how Call of Duty nowadays makes you pay for like skins and whatnot for some reason because they're stupid. I'm not going to rant on that, but the point is, they were caught using AI because the hands of the character had six fingers in the animations. And what's like you think, oh, if someone like actually developed that, they would not just accidentally create six fingers, right? So then there's this whole theory, and then apparently got exposed that they did use AI for some of their stuff that, you know, people pay for. And it's like, oh my god, how are you, like, as a company who has a lot of money, why are you using AI to make something that, like, it's not that great either? Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
ChatGPT is the reason why, if the internet isn't dead and devoid of people already, it soon will be. A blurry landscape of AI and human interaction, as one paper calls it. Shrimp Jesus is obviously fake. Other content isn't so obvious. Fake images routinely fool millions of people and make headlines.
Yeah, I know. There's like this fake photo of when the LA fires happened recently. There was a fake photo of the Hollywood sign getting burned down, right? And people actually believed it. And honestly, I falls for it too, because it's like, oh my god, how Hollywood's getting burned down. It was actually AI. I guess I could pull it up. YouTuber called Quellocop uses the editor places career. Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah. I've heard about it. Everyone hates him for that. AI photo. I can't spell. That's the problem. Of Hollywood burning down. I can't spell. Can I find the photo? Yeah, here it is. I don't know what the... Okay. Because of AI slop. I mean, that doesn't really look like that bad. Like, okay, I mean, it kind of is, honestly. But, like, you know, you see that and you're like, oh. I don't know. You could potentially believe that, you know? I don't know. It's like, there was another photo I saw recently that was AI, and I actually believed it. And I was like, wait, that's AI? And, oh, yeah, it was this video of, like, a streamer, right? Like, the streamer showing off their setup with the streamer in the chair, right? It was all AI. It was the whole streamer was an AI, like, the person. And I actually had no idea it was. Like, that's scary. Someone made an AI video of Donald Trump kissing Kim Jong-un's feet, and someone hacked all monitors, TVs in the agency building. Oh, I might have heard of that. I think I did. That's honestly, that's goated. Okay, pause.
Manipulated content creates what's trending. Malicious AI creations.
What? I would suck him. Okay.
Manipulated content creates what's trending. Malicious AI creations force the hands of platforms and governments alike. You can easily create entirely fake subreddits where every post and comment and reply is AI generated. You can create an infinite amount of music without an ounce of human creativity. This livestream of generative heavy metal music has been playing non-stop since 2019.
Oh, what?
Even an internet-enabled job like Instagram influencing is...
Yeah, no, I watched a video. Oh, yeah, I watched a video of this guy who made an AI girl, like a girl, picture of an AI girl, and then made an OnlyFans with that girl, and he made money off of these people because people thought the girls were like, look at these. Like, if you look at this photo right here, for example, like I'm not gonna know that's AI. Like, I don't. This looks real. It doesn't look fake, and that's what's scary. I mean, it's not scary for me because it's just a photo. Like, what am I gonna do with this photo? Like, nothing. Okay, I'm not going on OnlyFans, so that's not a problem for me either. But like, eventually, it's gonna become videos, and then it's gonna be a whole problem.
Is trivially easy to emulate. And if any of these recent phenomena are still in the uncanny valley for you and you think you can identify them, soon you won't be able to. Very soon. If I were to add anything to Dead Internet Theory, it would be that the public release of ChatGPT specifically was a watershed moment, and not a positive one. Its release and record-breaking adoption both created enormous economic incentive for every knowledge work industry on Earth to create and incorporate generative AI into their businesses.
Yeah, it's actually frustrating, dude. My college website has AI in it. It literally has a chatbot that pulls up and says, "Hey, what do you need help with?" Like, dude, I'm on your website. I know how to navigate a website. Like, dude, it's so frustrating when you see that. It's like, dude, like, I guess it's cool because probably some kid made it. So it's like, oh, that's cool. Someone who's studying how to make AI made it. And it's a cool project. But, like, what? Like, it's a website. I don't need to talk to AI. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh my god. There's also AI that humanizes AI-generated essays, but they usually fail. Yeah. The problem with AI writing essays comes down to one thing. And that is very simple, that it just uses wording that like most people never use. And I've met people who try to say like, oh, but you can prompt it to say like, hey, use like, yeah, high school wording. But like, dude, like if you've turned in, like if you're in high school and you're turning in assignments and then you decide I'm gonna use an AI to make my next essay, you think the teacher's not gonna notice like the gap in quality, either lower quality or just massive increase in quality from like all your other work? And if it's your first essay, guess what? Now you set the best benchmark for that. So now if you decide I'm not going to cheat anymore, oh, you're caught. Like, or you're cooked. Right? Because now it's like, oh wow, the bar has been set. You can't go below it. Kind of situation. I just don't write your essays with AI. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know.
Charging the technology and allowed any...
There's someone who programmed Minecraft into AI. Yeah, I saw that. It's okay. It's not great, but it's still AI is basically made Minecraft, which is pretty impressive.
Anyone with any intention, good or bad, to create bottomless pits of lifeless digital corpses at scale for next to nothing. According to Timothy Shoup of the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies, quote, in the scenario where ChatGPT gets loose, the internet would be completely unrecognizable, end quote. And in such a scenario, Shoup says, 99 to 99.9% of online content might be AI generated by 2025.
Okay, dude, what? I don't know if that's true. Yeah, this was made 8 months ago, so yeah, like, I don't know if that, I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that. There's no way. There's no way. The thing is, I'm not good at spotting AI. I'm not. I can't spot it.
Unfortunately, this is the scenario we're living in. That's just months from now. The internet died not because people can be fooled by manipulated media. That's always been.
Bush on cocaine in the White House. What the hell? Every time I've seen one of these like magazines, bro, whenever you're like out shopping, I don't even know if they still have them. You go to the shopping, used to go to Walmart or something, and you'd see them like a stand of like magazines. You just look at them, you're like, who reads this? Like, I don't know. It's like, who cares about this? Like, Oprah Winfrey, die or die. Like, who cares? I don't know. It was just, I guess when there was no internet, it's like, ooh, this is cool, I guess.
Been true. It died because synthetic media, like that created by Sora, ChatGPT, DALL-E, Midjourney, and others, can emulate human creativity at a scope and scale that is impossible for humans to engage with or sift through. After its initial release, ChatGPT was creating more synthetic text for its users than appears in all physical books ever written.
Oh my God.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks?
We've already prognosticated the tremendous effect on the knowledge work landscape. We've already seen an explosion of synthetic media that targets our most vulnerable. All of this technology, backed by huge economic incentive, is only going to get better, and faster, and less identifiable. It will get to the point where not even your own friends and family will be able to tell the difference between you and your synthetic. That's why Scarlett Johansson, who famously voiced an AI in the movie Her, had to pursue legal action against OpenAI, the developer of ChatGPT. They used a simulacrum of Johansson's voice in their 4.0 model, even after she explicitly declined involvement.
Oh, Rocky, that's quite a statement piece. I mean, you'll definitely stand out.
Dude, that actually sounds like... It's scary, honestly. You have... What's that character.ai? Oh my God, that website's scary, low-key, because, like, dude, you can basically talk to celebrities, and they don't exactly talk like people, right? But, like, dude, like, some of them do. Like, they actually talk kind of like them. But you have to have the right prompts, that's the thing. The only part that screws up is hand images. Makes hands look unrealistic and alien-like. I don't know. What's an EV bot? I don't know what that is.
Everyone thought it was her. No wonder so many of us have turned off our lights in the dark forest internet. It's a wilderness of bots and unsettlingly human text and deepfakes and bad actors. We stay siloed in our Discords and Slacks and Substacks and podcast forums and newsletters because the internet is not only dead, it is dark and full of terrors. What was first conceived as a conspiracy theory by world governments to control the population came true. Not because DARPA or the CIA deemed it so, but because some tech bros in California recklessly released a self-improving, revolutionary, universally applicable technology to hundreds of millions of people without our consent.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, people for many years have been saying, hey, don't, like, AI is going to be the end of the world, right? Or, you know, bots and robots, right? I mean, this is kind of close to a robot, just not in robot form, right? But, like, the thing is honestly, ChatGPT and all that should have just stayed in the vault, like, you know, worked in the background, right? No one talked about it. The only people who talked about it are the people who, like, work there, you know, they're signed, like, a thing, like, you can't talk about it, confidentiality, right? That would have, like, been great, because when it released, it would have been tested a ton. Like, right now, the whole world basically can just run their tests on the AI, and yeah, it's being improved upon, but, like, where are the test subjects, basically? Like, that's not great. I don't know. I don't think that's a great idea. Like, that was not a great idea.
The goal of the internet was to connect the world in this sort of beautiful vision of building a more interconnected society, which would theoretically be a beautiful and amazing thing. And I think where we went wrong is when it started to get warped by this really hyper-capitalist tech environment that we live in. And so you started to see these giant social media companies come and disrupt things. Now we're in sort of the natural endpoint of that, where they've pushed so hard into the algorithmic world that everything has to be optimized to the point that everything's just going to be AI-generated garbage, basically feeding each other.
Losing the internet to bots and synthetic media is more consequential than losing the fun of their early web. It's an epistemological threat. As Nina Schick writes in Deepfakes, The Coming Infocalypse, it's an old Russian disinformation tactic to not just flood an information ecosystem with false information, but with information generally. Once there is too much noise in the signal, people start to tune out. They trust media less and less, as sorting and sifting through it all requires more and more cognitive effort. They don't engage as much in the democratic process. They turn towards strongmen. They turn towards conspiracy. They turn against expertise and facts and authority when nothing is true or cannot be judged to be so. This is what generative AI has done, and it's done it all by itself, without any help from the KGB.
Bad actors can now manipulate large swaths of people to do anything you want. You don't realize it, but you are being programmed.
If it feels like the internet is more than just dead, that it's dangerous.
I honestly don't feel like the internet's dead, though. I really don't think that, but I'm not actively, like, you know, like, on the main parts of the internet where it's like most people are. I'm on YouTube, and then yeah, that's about it. Like, I'm on YouTube, on Discord, I search things up on Google, and that's about it. Like, I mean, yeah, I use Instagram, Snapchat, but I don't really consider those the internet necessarily. But besides that, I'm not using the internet. So to me, it's like, I don't know if this is really true. Is it really true that people feel like the internet's dead? Like, I don't know. I've never really felt that way. I've never really felt that, like, hey, that like, humans are not really using the internet. It's like, you go on YouTube, right? Or you go on Instagram Reels, it just feels like, hey, there's people, you know, in the comments who are actually human talking, right? I don't know. I don't know. I might be blissfully ignorant. Like I said earlier, I honestly can't identify AI that well, so it might be my problem.
That's because it is. According to an observatory report from the Europol Innovation Lab, quote, "Today, threat actors are using disinformation campaigns and deepfake content to misinform the public about events, to influence politics and elections, to contribute to fraud, and to manipulate shareholders. Many organizations have now begun to see deepfakes as an even bigger potential risk than identity theft." End quote. A dead internet makes it easier to harass, extort, create non-consensual pornography, disrupt financial markets, stoke political unrest, and more. The efforts to regulate the proliferation and use of generative AI are, as could be expected, lagging far behind the adoption and expression of the technology. Do we need an international agency to deal with this? Do we need new privacy laws? Where is the technology that can identify bots and deepfakes as quickly as they can be generated? Is AI art real art? Is synthetic music real music? Is anyone alive out there?
Whoa, what did it say?
Music. Is anyone alive?
Also, how did this...
Is AI art real art? Is synthetic music real...
How did this get found? Like, this has one view. Oh, I mean... Wow, it did so... Oh my god, started streaming since September 2019. Dude, that is crazy. I thought YouTube had a limit of live streams of, like, you can only stream for, like... I think it was, like, 100 hours, I thought, and then it just stopped. I don't know.
Real music. Is anyone...
Yes, 38% of web pages from 2013 are no longer accessible. Wow. Why is that? I don't know how it works. The fact that AI will replace human jobs sounds terrifying. I mean, yeah. Yeah, because it's like, well, once that happens, it's like, not only is AI going to just be part of our lives at that point fully, and then we're going to have to rely on them, which is really dangerous in my opinion, but also just, you know, what like, once those jobs are taken, what are those people going to do? All the people who want to be, like, for example, like, oh, I want to be someone who writes books. And then the AI starts writing their books or starts making articles. All those people who write the articles, what are they going to do? You know, it's like, now they're out of jobs, and now they have to find a new career path completely. Like, that's crazy. Also, 32% of web pages from 2019 are... 32%?! Why? Why is... Okay. I don't get how that's possible. To be fair, I kind of noticed this to be true, though, because whenever you, like, play an old game, for example, and you search up a question, right? You know, you get those, like, forums of, like, hey, people discussing the problems you have or not. And recently, I don't even remember what game I played, but I played a game that was old, and basically almost all of the links that I found of people discussing the problem I had were just, the website was shut down or something. It's like, whoa, what happened here? And you wonder what happened. I can't even read that number, I'm not gonna lie. It's like 201 something. 367. Oh my god, no, it's 2... Yeah, I can't read that. I have no idea how to read that number.
alive out there.
Think about where we're going to be in 10 years and just how easy it will be to generate content at scale, and what sort of systems we'll build to navigate those pieces of content. I just think it's going to be a completely different internet. So I do think that the internet that we probably grew up with, like the original version of the web, the human version of the web, is dead.
I don't think it's dead yet. I really don't think that.
We're in a dangerous spot. Like how history can be meaningfully split into the time before nuclear weapons and the
672,985,183 websites existed in 2013. Wow, that's so basically the increase from websites is more than doubled in the last 10 years. Well, a little more than 10 years, 12 years. That's crazy.
time after. Generative AI and the death of the internet seems like it will be another historical delineation. They are both technologies that instantly changed the world. It mattered who had them and who developed them.
What? Landlords now using AI to harass you for rents and refuse to fix your appliances. What does that even mean? Like, I get the whole landlords using AI to harass you for rent. Okay, that makes sense. But landlords using AI to refuse to fix your appliances? Like, what does that even mean? What?
Both were tested without public consent, both with extreme criticism. Regulations for each were slow or toothless. Both put enormous power in the hands of just a few people.
And voice as well.
Both rendered certain previous technologies obsolete.
They're showing a demo
And both have the power to obliterate whole populations, whether they be physical or digital.
With generative AI, we can do it a lot better.
Generative AI is the nuclear bomb of the information age. The internet may not be dead in the way the original...
You know what's sad? We live in the what we call the information age, right? But people are dumber than ever. Well, I shouldn't say dumber than ever. That is very ignorant, and that proves that I'm dumb. Because, let's be honest, 100 years ago, people did not know the things we know, right? Because they just didn't have access to science like we do now and math, like all that. But the point is that people, I feel like, are getting stupider and stupider and don't know basic things that people knew, 50 years ago, right? You ask a kid, like, hey, what's the geography of the United States, for example, who lives in the United States? They're going to tell you wrong things. That's just, people make fun of the United States for geography, obviously, so that's kind of like, okay, whatever. But I think the big thing is, like, you see clips nowadays of so many people just getting basic math questions wrong or basic science questions wrong. It's like, what? I saw a clip of someone complaining about how hard it was to solve x plus 7 equals 3. They couldn't solve that. I said, what is happening? And, it's just like things like that. It's like, dude, we have all this information at our fingertips, but no one seems to, like, actually use it. I shouldn't say no one, but a lot of people don't seem to use it and abuse it for what it is. Because we could become the smartest humans to ever have walked in history. Like, the most intelligent and knowledgeable humans. But instead, most of us are just stupid and stay in our rooms watching stupid TikTok or Instagram reels all day, -4, yes, that's correct, by the way.
Conspiracy theory claimed. It may not even be dead in the way that I claim here. But what seems indisputable is that the internet has changed for the worse. It doesn't feel as fun.
Why Twitch plays... Okay. People don't use PEMDAs or none of that?
Internet has changed for the worse. It doesn't...
Why Twitch plays Pokemon is literally the best thing ever? What? Why Twitch? Why Twitch plays Pokemon? What is that? Twitch plays Pokemon. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Feel as fun, or as creative, or as connecting, or as endlessly interesting. Generative AI is connecting,
Okay, I need to...
or as endlessly...
So college student, my favorite words are canceled. Free pizzas canceled. What? What is this? I don't get it.
Generative AI has come along with a good enough simulacrum of human intelligence and poisoned the well. How we purify it, I don't know. Rapid, large-scale government regulation feels heavy-handed, but necessary.
Yeah, like this right here looks good. Like this actually looks like really good. And I think that this, if you made something like this type of style, you know, like you probably could make a show out of it probably by accident. I can't read that, so it's French. Okay.
There haven't been many ways historically to fight meaningfully against massive economic incentives like generative AI has. I suppose this is just another warning. A warning from someone who lives on the internet and can see its headstone from here. Until next time.
We just gotta end like that? What? Oh, there's still a whole minute. Dude, the music is low-key creepy. Oh, wow, he has a whole minute dedicated to Patreons. Wow. Okay, I don't know what? Oh, that's his gaming channel. Why does everyone have a gaming channel? Okay, I just need to say that because I thought about making like a React channel and then a gaming channel and just making this my gaming channel. The reason why I don't think that's a smart idea is because basically what happens is the people find, like, the odds are you're splitting your audience between two channels and you might get more views overall combined, but I don't know if that's even true. I don't know. Why do YouTubers have a music channel? That is a question that must be answered. Music channel? That's not... okay. No, this was a great video, I'm not gonna lie. I've been saying this for years. The internet's nowhere near as fun as magical as it used to be. The problem with these people is it's like people who say, I miss the old Minecraft, or I miss the days when Modern Warfare 2009, or Modern Warfare 2 2009 was its peak, you know, the good old days of gaming, bro, peak gaming. It's like, when people say these things, it's like you have to look at it with like a, hey, is this someone talking in a bunch of nostalgia kind of situation? Because if it is, and it's like, because I wasn't really around for this era, really. But like, you know, you have to just assume they're probably being, I don't know. I don't know, but you're just assuming they're probably being nostalgic. And I'm sick of people, you know, just saying things were better back in the day, and not really thinking about it. Like, 90% of the times, things are just better how they are now than they were back in the day. Not always the case, so maybe this is like an exemption, I don't know. It's funny because I remember having so much fun on the internet. You found this yourself visiting the same 3 websites over and over. I see. This is what I'm talking about. So he says, "Oh, I'll visit the same 3 websites, and I can't find any like new things. The internet's empty." Like, YouTube feels that way too. How? What? I don't get what people are seeing. What am I like? What am I missing? What am I? How does YouTube feel like empty to this guy? I don't get it. Now, I will admit, YouTube kind of feels like it's changed. It's changed a ton, honestly. But in an ideal world, YouTube is like at its best as it's ever been. I don't know. You missed the old Cartoon Network? I don't even, I've never watched it really. I don't know, maybe, so when like, when I read these comments, I see them as, like, a lot of people talk about, like, I used to roam the internet as a kid. It's like, to me, it's like, why would you ever do that? Like, why would you just roam the internet randomly, just search random things? Like, that sounds so boring. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I had to be around for that time where that was, like, a really great thing to do. Recently learned social media company has shown you custom comment sections based on how you gauge you. You can't even see dishonest discussion anymore. Truly horrific. That's not true at all because, well, the reason why I know that's not true is because of, well, this Drake and Kendrick beef. I know it's been a year since it happened, but, like, dude, that whole situation, it just proved that, like, there's a lot of arguments, like, I mean, that's just one example. I'm sure there's more, but that's the big one where it's like just constantly seeing people arguing over the stupid smallest details. Oh my God, it just makes me, oh, And I still see people arguing, making videos about how, ooh, this is fake. Family Matters. Like, yeah, like people are talking about how Family Matters just like ended Kendrick's career. And then there'd be a whole like 83 reply section talking about irrelevant things like, "Oh, I guarantee live a horrible life." Like, what is happening? And it still happens to this day. Like, it's ridiculous. If I don't know. That's out of control. That situation needs to stop. It's getting out of control because it pisses me off when I see people arguing over dumb things. It's like, okay, like it's so common on YouTube. I don't know. They all roam up the internet, search up something zesty, and end up leaving YouTube for the hub. Okay, bro. Like, what's that? I don't know if that's true at all. I don't think people are searching up things that they're zesty, bro. Because then you see, like, these videos right here, like, ooh, this got 1 million views, right? How would this gotten any traction if people are only searching zesty things, you know? It's, seems weird. I don't know. The whole AI situation, to me, is like... I'm not really too worried about it just because I feel like we'll adapt to it. And get used to it eventually. Like, I think people are scared of the change, right? Anytime there's massive change, people are instantly, repulsed because humans, as default, love to be in environments where they are, what's the word, comfortable. So when everyone has to change to accept something, it's just like everyone's uncomfortable and like, ugh, but I really think that like 10 years after everything changes with AI, and the world changes, we'll get used to it and it doesn't matter anymore. We'll be like, oh, whatever. I really do think that, I mean, obviously people will be upset, but just people will start accepting it because it's just reality, and then we'll move on kind of situation. I don't know. I'm not really worried. People who are worried about like, ooh, robots are going to take over the world. If we get to that point where robots are taking over the world, we failed because there's so many movies and books, like everyone fantasizes about how, oh yeah, the world's gonna end because of AI and robots. Like, if you're creating AI, you know that that's in the back of your mind. You're thinking, okay, this is gonna happen, so you program it so it doesn't happen. That's like, and I know that sounds stupid because the people will be like, ooh, well, you know. AI could get a mind of its own and start thinking outside of the limits it's programmed in. Like, yeah, maybe, but like you have to think that's accounted for, right? The Terminator? Oh, I don't know much about the Terminator, to be honest. I forgot. You had a friend who fled YouTube and streamed Minecraft on the hub. I don't get when people say this. Like, oh yeah, I just uploaded a video about how to like pay your taxes on the hub. I'm like, what? Is that really a thing? Like, why? I didn't know it was like that. I thought it was just like strictly, the stuff. Optimus Prime? I don't know. I don't know anything. I gotta watch Terminator. I'm not Terminator. The good old-fashioned. Oh God, what is it called? See, I forgot. Never mind. What is the movie called? Oh, Transformers. I've watched it as a kid, but I don't remember any of it, to be honest. Cicada 3301, an internet mystery, by the way. Like, what is that? What is that? At what point does shareholders save 99%? 99.9% of traffic is non-human. Why are we spending money on ads and servers, power, tech support? That's actually a good question. I keep saying this, but why do people spend, like, why do companies spend so much money on ads? Because I've said this earlier in the stream, but that's a different point in the stream, so you probably don't remember this, or it's not in the video. Basically, I think the problem is that, like, all these companies, they dump tons of money, tons and tons of money into ads that, like, I feel like, at least for me, I've never been convinced by an ad to buy something. So to me, it's like, why are people spending? Now that I know that, like, a lot of like views and like, clicks on websites are all just bots, it's like ads are even less valuable because there's less people. Like, I'd love to be in a room where they like that, they decide what the budget for ads is and figure out and then ask the question, I guess would be the word this. Ask the question, can you tell me the percentage of people who bought the product after viewing the ad. And if they say less than 1%, I immediately would be disappointed.